this movement of the Black Hebrew Israelites. It is a growing thing, like a cancer. It's growing, it's malignant, it's getting all over the place. For the longest time, I've just kind of stayed quiet. I'm kind of in a situation where I thought I was the only one going through it, so what's the point of me telling the world when nobody knows what I'm going through? I myself am not a Hebrew Israelite. I am not affiliated with any camps. I am not a Camp Brew Negroite at all. However, my significant other is a die-hard IUIC wannabe slash I sit on the fence, and I'm not really about that life, but I'm going to try to portray it. So the first thing I want to say just outright is IUIC is a cult. It's a cult. I was saying it was a cult long before I even knew other people recognized it as a cult. I just thought, I saw the signs of it and told myself, well, it's a cult. It wasn't until maybe within the past 6 months when I kind of started doing different researches and reaching out to different people and hearing other people say the exact same thing, like, hey, this thing is a cult. Majority of these camps are cults, especially IUIC. I live here in Dallas, so IUIC Dallas is the camp that I guess you could say he's affiliated with when he feels like, going and dealing with it. So I'm just going to do just a brief kind of history backstory on it, kind of letting you know what the signs are in case you're a woman who you meet a nice guy and everything's great until he pulls it out. So I met my significant other about 3 years ago. When we met, we hit it off. Everything was great. We had a really cool dating life. There was no problems, no issues. We could talk about anything. It seemed like we were very open and honest, just getting to know each other. It was beautiful. Then certain signs started to kind of pop up. Signs that I didn't notice at the time, but looking back, they were red flags that I should have noticed. The first sign, we were sitting in my living room and he was putting a toy together for my son. And for whatever reason, maybe it was a commercial or something, or I might have even said something, but he asked me, do you celebrate Christmas? And I'm like, it's July, June. Who asks about Christmas at this time of the year? But I was like, yeah, I celebrate Christmas. He was like, well, what is the meaning of Christmas? I'm like, is this a test? But I'm like, okay. I was like, well, people celebrate Christmas for different reasons. But if you're asking me specifically, for me and my family, we celebrate Christmas for the birth of Christ. Well, what does the tree come in the presents? I said, I know, don't go into rambling, about the tree is pagan. I said, but we're not worshiping the devil. We're not doing any of that. So, I'm like, what are you getting at? So he kind of just dropped off there and he kind of left a note kind of like, I'll talk to you about it one day. And I'm like, did something happen to you on Christmas? Did Krampus come to your house or something? Like, why are you huffy about Christmas? So little things like that. So not being perfect, not too long after our relationship kind of started off, I was pregnant. I was pregnant with my second child. I have a first child by a different relationship, and so does he also. So I'm pregnant. 6 weeks into my pregnancy, he leaves. I stopped hearing from him. He is a truck driver, which anyone who knows these IUIC and these camp brews, they are all about being truck drivers. So he had been driving trucks for maybe about 1.5 years at this point. So he was still new into it. But anyways, he was driving trucks over the road, but he would still come into the city, every couple of weeks. He never came to see me. He never came to a doctor's appointment. He never called and asked me, how the pregnancy was going. What did the doctor say? Just normal things you do when a woman is carrying your child. However, he did contact me about every 1 to 2 weeks, and he would always contact me with these long scriptures. He would and sometimes he would just send me the scripture. But I don't mean like what it says. He would just send me Matthew 2:10. No, now I gotta go into my Bible app and find out what that says. And I would read them and they'd be so random, and I'd be like, what does this have to do with anything? And then the videos started. he would send me these 2-3 hour long IUIC videos. And I would be like, usually when you send somebody a video, whether it's for funny purposes, knowledge purposes, they're like 5-6 minutes long. You know, respectfully, they're not that long. These videos would be like 2.5 hours long. And I'd be like, do you really think I have time to sit here and watch that? So fast forward through my pregnancy. I didn't see him my whole pregnancy up until about the last week. That's because his family threw me a baby shower and they forced him to come. I had my baby in January of 17. He came to the hospital 2 days after she was born. He came kind of like a brand new person. So I thought he maybe turned over a new leaf. You know, I thought he let the stuff down and stopped the nonsense. I didn't really still pay the whole Hebrew Israelite nonsense any attention. You know, I just ignored him because I was like, bro, you uprooted and left me pregnant and you're just out there being a butt. Like, I don't have time to deal with you. So we get back together. We kind of turn a corner and try to start anew, right? So everything's fine in the beginning. You know, I'm talking months. Everything's fine. You know, your picture perfect, you know, life is going. He proposes to me, you know, oh, we're going to get married. We're going to live a happy life. We're going to walk the straight path, you know, like, I'll just put it out there. I believe in the Lord, Christ. End of story. I'm not an atheist. I'm not a part of the Nation of Islam. You know, I follow what the Bible says. I don't follow when people put other words, you know, insert. So about 8 months down the road, you know, we're planning a wedding, you know, not really a wedding. We're going to get married at a courthouse, but then just have a reception with our family. So it wasn't until I kind of was diehard planning our wedding reception that the nonsense turned up. And this is 2017 I'm talking about. That's when the nonsense started. That's when he was constantly getting frustrated. He was so worried about, you know, I got to get back with my righteous brothers and sisters. You know, I don't want to have a traditional, you know, Christian wedding, you know, and have all your friends and family there. And he would always send me the same video. And, you know, if you know about IUIC, you know this video I'm talking about. It's a wedding that they had. It's like this black dude. And I don't know if his wife is white, but she's, not white, I'm sorry. She's not. I don't want to say that she's black, but she's fair-skinned, maybe some type of Hispanic. And they're just having this lavish wedding in the school and all of this gold and whites going on and the music in the background and everybody has on their cult, you know, gowns and stuff. It's all fine and dandy. And he would always, you know, be like, man, this is the type of wedding I want. And he would, you know, put it to where it comes on the TV. And I'm like, I don't know these people. Why would you want to get married with a bunch of strangers? They're not strangers. They're our righteous brothers and sisters. You know, we gotta, you know, that's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to want to, you know, do this with them. And I'm like, you know, the sisters, they gonna do all the cooking and the brothers gonna this. And I'm like, they're not my sisters and those are my brothers because I don't know them. I'm just supposed to go have this, you know, this day, and it's supposed to, like, all these strange people are here. You know, can my family come? Nah, you know, they're not really in the truth. They ain't really down with that, you know, because they ain't in this truth. So, we end up not getting married. 2 days before we were supposed to get married at the courthouse, we had already done the marriage license. We had already scheduled it, you know, everything. Pretty much 2 days before, you know, I don't know what we were talking about. And I was like, are you going to be here? He was like, you know what? No, I'm not. Because you're not about this truth and you ain't trying to be with it. Now, mind you, I have been going back and forth with him for a year dealing with this foolery. As a result, secondhand smoking, dealing with him, you know, my family and I, we stopped eating pork, which that to me has never really been a thing. I don't really like pork. You know, he kind of started that one day in the beginning. I had gotten up and made breakfast and I was about to throw some bacon in the oven and he was like, oh, you cooking that swine? You cooking that? I'm laughing because you have to laugh to keep from crying with these guys. Oh, you cooking that swine? You cooking that swine? I'm like, I'm cooking breakfast. Nah, you know, that's unclean. That's foul. That's this, and this. You know, they're bottom eaters. Do you know that swine do this, and this? I'm like, first of all, I'm not stupid, okay? I'm very well educated. I know what pigs do. But you're talking to me like I didn't make it out of high school. But the education level and the things that come out of y'all's mouth, did you guys come out of high school? That's the $1 million question.